It's Aleya Antoine. You're listening to Tease podcast. Everyone loves the tease. Stop. Don't get too excited. And now that you mention it, so you're 29 right now.
I'm 29.
Yes, and whenever me and you were first talking, we were talking about 29 and like kind of like that last year of your 20s, and like I'm saying this so like terribly.
No. I've already come to terms with it.
Hello everyone and welcome to Tease podcast. Happy Tuesday, bitches. Today I am joined with a very special guest, as you could tell from her gorgeous laugh. I am with Shy today.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey girl, thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on. So me and Shy actually have been mutuals on Instagram for how long?
I don't even know, girl.
There's something so funny about meeting your mutuals, like, because I feel like I kind of already knew you, but I'm like, I've never met you in real life.
Somewhere in the grapevine, we were meant to be friends at some point eventually.
Exactly.
Yes. It was coming, yes. I don't know how long I've been following your personal page, but I know maybe like a month or 2 months ago, I found your podcast page.
Oh, really?
And then I connected and I was like, oh, this is the girl and we have some mutuals and like, we gotta see what this is. We gotta see where this is going, yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I didn't even know that because I like didn't really keep track or anything. I thought that we'd been following each other for a while. Like, I don't know what happened was one day I just started seeing your videos all the time.
Really? Really? I made it to your timeline?
Oh, every day.
Really?
I see your videos every day. I can like literally, so Shy does dance fitness instructing.
Yes.
And she posts like different tutorials to where if you're struggling with working out, this is like a fun way to do it. So like 10 times better than Zumba. I would say it's like modern Zumba.
Yeah, because I do a lot of like hip hop, like trap, like Afro beats. So it doesn't really follow like the regular Zumba guidelines. I kind of just be doing whatever's fun, whatever feels good.
I love that. No, I notice your videos all the time because you have a very distinct smile.
Do I?
You do.
That's crazy. No, you know what's so crazy about that is because I always wonder like, am I easily identifiable? I was like, I don't know, because, I don't have any, like, noticeable tattoos or anything like that. I was like, I wonder, do people, like, remember me?
No, it's a smile. As soon as you messaged me, I was like, oh, it's the girl with the smile.
Aww,
like, I literally know it because you do this. On your videos.
That's cute. Okay, that's cute. Yeah, thank you. Okay, we'll go with it.
I am actually going to Shy's fitness class that she's having as a pop-up in Vegas.
Yes.
I'm so excited because I feel like this is going to be like my first Vegas event. I feel like that I'm like really going to, and like I know the person who's hosting it.
Right. No,
like
just
I know the host.
Somebody. It makes it that much more fun.
It does.
Yeah, so I'm having a dance fitness pop-up class June 4th, 2 to 3 p.m. at Millennium Dance Complex.
Yeah.
And this is my first time throwing an event and my very first dance fitness pop-up. I'm excited.
I'm
so
for you.
excited.
How did you get the confidence to throw a pop-up? Because I feel like that's something that would make me like really nervous, only because on social media, like your stuff is just put out randomly.
Yeah.
And like if people don't see it, whatever, no one really knows.
Yeah.
How did you get the confidence to like host something in person?
I just had to remember, let go. Just whatever happens. Like so many miracles have been happening lately, and everything's just been falling into place that I just kind of like am letting things happen.
Yeah.
And I put my intention out there instead of just forcing things, and I stopped focusing on what makes me money and started focusing on what makes me happy. And I was like, just let me see how far I can take this. Like, how do I do this? Yeah. So it first started with like, I got my Zumba certification, and then, I learned all the routines, and, I made myself the profile, and something about it, I was like, this is really fun. It's perfect because it takes all the styles of dance that I've ever learned in my entire life, all the shows I've ever done, and like integrates it into one like beautiful thing.
Exactly.
And then I can just do that.
Yeah.
But then I was like, damn, how do I make this my own? And I was like, what speaks to me the most? Like, let's just start with a playlist. Like, let's just start with music that I enjoy.
Yeah.
So then I made a playlist. And I was like, let me just do my own choreography. I was like, I want to do it my way. I want it to just represent me and what I love. And then maybe somebody else will like it. So then it was that. And then I was like, how do I turn this into a brand? Exactly. And how do I turn this into an event so that everybody can join, online, in person, or everything? So then I just started doing research. Like, how do I do an event? Like, people are doing it. It can't be that hard.
Exactly.
Like, I can do it.
Eventbrite exists.
Yes. So then I was like, okay, how do I make the flyer? And then how do I book the studio? And that was another thing, like just miracles. Like everything just started falling in my lap. Like I spent one entire night just trying to figure out, how do I book a studio? Can I do it at a park? Like what is that process?
Yeah.
And then I just sent my emails out. And like a few days later, people were hitting me up. And Millennium Dance Complex is one that really hits home because I grew up going to Millennium Dance Complex, but in LA. Yeah. So I've taken plenty of classes there. When I moved here to Vegas, I did a lot of like auditions there. So it was a big deal to me. Yeah. So that one stuck out to me most. And I was like, this is the one. I can't believe I booked the studio.
Yeah.
This is the one. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, once we got that, I got to make it happen. Let's go.
I love that. Is it like the dance complex that you see on Instagram?
Yes. With the red. Yeah.
Wait, I'm going to one of those?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we are.
I'm laughing so hard because I'm such a bad dancer.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. Listen, here's the thing about why I created this is because you don't need to be a great dancer.
Okay.
You just need, I just want you to have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not the best dancer in the world. I just enjoy fitness and I have dance experience. Like I'm great at some things and not all.
Yeah.
But so this isn't just, like an opportunity for everybody of all levels to join, but this is an experience for me too. Like I get to learn, I get to enjoy myself, I get to explore. Like that's what this is about.
That's so iconic of you to host a class at that specific studio.
Girl.
Because obviously the personal connections that you said, but like when I see that pop up on Instagram, like not everyone knows what it's called, but everyone knows the dance studio,
what it looks like.
It has a brand.
Yeah, and who be there. Yeah. And Shy Motion about to be there.
I love that.
Yes.
Wait, congratulations. I know I said congratulations before, but like that's huge. Like
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like
Yeah.
I was just like, that is such a blessing. I know that like I'm on the right path. Like this was meant to be. Everything that has happened has led to this moment. Let's do with it what we can.
And it's so beautiful how it like kind of found you, you know what I mean?
It did.
Yeah. And like how you were saying balancing worrying about like making money, but then also wanting to work on what actually makes you happy in your dreams. Do you feel like, I don't know if you've like had like a personal pay cut or anything chasing your dreams, but have you felt like overall like the value is worth it? Because that's something that I struggle with is like, when I used to bartend all the time, keeping up with my content, keeping up the podcast was really hard. Like the teasers know, there'd be times where I'd be like, guys, like I can't post an episode this week.
Yeah.
Lately, I've definitely scaled back. So I have enough for my bills, but like obviously I'm not shopping as much as I would like, you know what I mean? And a part of me like wants to go hard at like bartending, all that stuff again to make it up. But another part of me is like scared that like I'll let this fall to the wayside. I just like can't do that to myself again.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are like in that tug of war.
So I struggled with this for a long time. I was like, how do I find the balance between like supporting myself and doing what I love? And I know that a lot of people try to take what they love and make that their income. And I just from experience learned like I prefer not to go that route. I recommend not to do that. Do not try to make your passion your income. Yeah. Do it because you love it.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I just feel like you get so lost in the sauce trying to like make money out of it that it just stops being fun. Yeah. So I just, I really try to find a balance. I separate my work life from my passion. Yeah. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm letting it fall into place. I have trust that it will all work out. And once I stop focusing on the trying to make income out of it, it all works out.
Wow, it's so crazy that you said that too. I wish that like I had heard that earlier because there was, I kept seeing on social media, quit your job, do content, quit your job.
Nah, baby, don't do it.
I did it.
Don't get me wrong. There's beauty in that. If you have the means to do it, great. Or if you're just gonna be full-fledged, sure. But me, I don't have the capacity to do that.
And see, I wish I was in Seattle, so like brain fog, like seasonal depression, whatever. But I already didn't like my job. Getting a job in Washington's hard, not in the sense like Vegas where there's competition. It's just that like Washington doesn't have a lot of businesses because half of them shut down for half of the year because of the rain. Oh. And so I was already That's the thing? Yeah, like how I worked at the golf course, it was seasonal. Yeah, so I decided like, you know what? I was going to take the whole season and I'm just going to focus on my content.
Yeah.
I got a lot of deals, collaborations, and I also lost a lot of money in my savings along the way because I wasn't like, the return wasn't working, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then I had that epiphany. Well, the epiphany kind of had me. Like, it was like, girl, like, you would
time it.
like, girl, you need to go back to work.
Yeah, for sure.
So I went back to work and everything. And now I've just been trying to find like that really good balance. I feel like sometimes I'm kind of picky with jobs. Not in the reason that I'm like, oh, I can't work here. But I'm just like, I need to be able to have
time to do this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
And one thing I'm gonna say is do not prioritize your job over your happiness, okay? Because there will be another one, and these people will work you, and they do not care that much about you.
Yeah.
So definitely find a balance. Find something that allows you the time that you can also focus on yourself. But you know, don't give your all to your passion, because that's gonna be rough.
Exactly. Yeah. How has living in Vegas been for you? So Shy is from LA.
Yeah, from LA.
Lived in Vegas for 5 years.
It's been 5 years.
I feel like LA, Vegas, two very popular, I want to live there places. What's your experience like with both, kind of?
I love Vegas. Vegas is my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. LA is so great. I'm so happy that I was born and raised in LA because it's so diverse. It's very progressive. Like I'm just happy that that's the place that I'm from because I feel like I've seen the world.
Exactly.
In LA.
Yeah.
Then coming to Vegas, I felt it was kind of just an internal push. I don't know what it was, but it just felt like I needed to be here. Not only because it was so expensive. Yeah, same.
Whenever people ask me why I moved here, I have no answer. Like, I just had to.
It just happened. Like, I just needed to. Like, the universe just pushed me here. I don't know what it was. It was just, I mean, it was several things. For one, like, I was chasing my performance dream. So I was doing burlesque, I was go-go dancing. And so, you know, I was making connections out here through Instagram. And it just all fell into place. So that. But also, like, my family started migrating here. And, you know, LA was just, I was getting burnt out. Like, the hustle and bustle of LA is crazy. It's not very affordable. It is very congested. The traffic is crazy. It's very competitive. Yeah. And it's beautiful, but it can be hard. Vegas, I felt was like a mini LA. So like I get all the perks of Vegas, but not as competitive.
Exactly.
In the industry that I was working in. And the apartments were newer and nicer. It was more affordable and it was just cleaner. And I was like, oh.
It was just cleaner. I love it. No, but that's a good reason.
This is it.
That's a good reason because leaving Washington, I literally, a part of it was like that Vegas was cleaner in the sense that like in Washington it rained so much that the streets, if there's litter,
oh no, it's
just soggy, wet litter. And I would look at the grounds at times and I'd be like gagging, like I'd be like, this is so gross.
See, and that's what I don't like about LA. It just be dirty. So yeah, Vegas. Yeah. That's my number one pick.
I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And then, so you've done go-going and you've done, like, what kind of dancing have you done?
Go-go. I grew up doing cheer.
I love everyone on this podcast knows I love
Really?
I love cheer. I did cheer till I was like 14.
Yeah.
But then I was like really into track. So when high school came, I just felt like I had to like really dedicate myself to just track.
Okay, yeah.
But I loved doing cheer and I've been doing a lot of yoga because I'm trying to get like my flexibility back and everything.
Yeah. See, I've been picking up Pilates because I feel like I fell back a little on my flexibility. I was like, hold on. We're not about to let this go. I didn't do all that for nothing. Let's get back into it.
Exactly. No, literally, I was trying to do a back walkover, and I fell straight down. I was like, wait a minute. I know it's been a decade.
You're like, we're not 14 anymore. A decade is a long time. We're not 14 anymore, baby.
I thought it was like riding a bike. But I'm like, okay, now I gotta like work my way down. And then I was like, can I at least do a cartwheel? Like, damn. Like, I feel old. I can. I got my headstand the other day too. So I'm like on the right track.
Muscle memory.
Yeah, exactly. But dang. But that's so cool that you've done all of those. I've always been so intrigued with like people who do dance. At least because I'm not good at it. But like, I
just know you have rhythm though. Like you can teach somebody a choreography, but rhythm, at the very least, you got this.
Okay, like I could do cheer, like the sharp moves.
So that's fine. You're
okay, I could shake my ass. Okay. And I can like do a white girl dance.
Listen, that's more than most. Yeah. We're gonna be all right.
I was showing Kai your videos on Instagram.
Oh my god!
Kai was like, Aleya, like you gonna have to practice.
Don't let her do that to you. It's funny because I was testing my routines and I try to get my wife to do it. She won't do it.
Really?
But I got my best friend and my sisters and, you know, so anyways, I brought my best friend over and I was like, let me just try this routine out really quick, do this.
Yeah.
It was a no-go. And I was like, okay, wait. Like, I have to remember that not everybody has a dance background that I have. Like, let me chill.
Yeah.
So I had, you know, I went through that process of, like, recalibrating, like, all the choreographies to make sure, like, some of them are beginner-friendly.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's touching on different forms of dance and et cetera. But
nice.
it's beginner-friendly.
Okay, I'm ready. How was go-going in Vegas?
It was so fun. It was so fun. Mind you, I only got here, like, 5 months before the shutdown. So I didn't get to do it for very long, but it was really, really fun.
I bet.
And especially, like, you know, I was like 23 years old. I was in the best shape of my life. Don't get me wrong, I'm still in shape.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just had, it was great. I don't know. It was just, I was ready for anything.
Yeah.
Like, I was down for anything. So, you know, there used to be this country bar called PBR Rock and Grill. They had a mechanical bull there, and it was so fun. So I remember doing New Year's there and a few other times, and Blue Martini, which is
really?
I
Blue Martini.
yes. It was so fun. And, you know,
fun.
and I was just, you know, you're just freestyling. So it's not like there's really any expectations. You know, you do your audition and they're like, you can dance, girl, you got this.
Yeah.
Show up at so-and-so at what time, we'll pay you. Great. And, you know, it was making good money.
Wow, I love that because my friend has done go-go before, and she was like, some of the people are really good dancers, other people kind of move their arms and fit in, and I was like,
fake it till you make it. The bar's not very high, but I mean, it also depends on what company you work for and what place you know.
Yeah.
And then how you do will dictate how often you get booked and where you get booked at, etc.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it looks so fun. That's why I'm like, I'm
it's
just
fun.
so intrigued.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Yes.
Well, you're still in great shape,
Thank you.
and now that you mention it, so you're 29 right now.
I'm 29.
Yes, and whenever me and you were first talking, we were talking about 29 and like kind of like that last year of your 20s, and like I'm saying this so like terribly.
No. I've already come to terms with it.
You're like,
Well,
you're like, please.
You know what?
shut
It
up.
was so funny. I came across something on Instagram, and it was like, by the time you turn 30, you will have already been on this earth for 30 years, which took a lot of fear out of turning 30, because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be 30. But the reality is, I will have already been here for 30 years.
Yeah.
So that part's over. So it's gonna be fine.
Exactly. How do you feel about it? Like, is there a process? Did you feel like you're one of the people that like are mourning it, or
No, nothing changes.
really?
Still that bitch.
I love the attitude. I feel like especially nowadays, I feel like you don't age till you're 60 sometimes.
I don't know what it
now.
is, but listen, I'm convinced that like 45 is prime.
Yeah.
It's something about like 45-year-old Black women that I'm like, I want to be her.
Exactly. I think watching
That's who
Real
I look forward to being, yeah.
Housewives, I like am not scared of age anymore, because like, how are you? They're like 40, right? And it's like they're starting life all over again. So I'm like, it doesn't end. Like,
And they be looking good, and they be having money.
No, that's my thing. I'm like,
And they're bold. Yes. Like everything that I lacked in my 20s, like you get to have in your 30s and 40s, but like better and bigger.
exactly.
So I'm not mad at all. I'm excited. I used to be
wouldn't
like,
be.
oh my God, 30, so, but I'm like, we're all like, a lot of my colleagues are like 30, and I'm like, it's not that different. It's really not that deep.
It's the same. And I feel like I had literally 2 people at the bar the other day, and he was actually talking about go-go dancers. I was like, oh, are you a go-go? And he's like, no, I'm a professor.
What?
It was like, but I used to. But
He used to be a go-go dancer.
yeah.
Oh.
It's so funny. I love Vegas. Like the duality.
Yeah, you can do anything in Vegas. Oh my gosh, people got stories. That's one thing I love about Vegas.
Exactly.
Like the career switch be so hard.
If you live here, you're not boring.
Right.
You're not boring at
Right.
the end of the day. But he was saying, he was like, I don't miss my 20s because I was shacking it up. I'd go on trips and I'd be like sharing a hotel room with like 6 people, which like in LA, I'm should be in Kai are literally
That's
going.
regular living in LA.
That is true. That is true.
That's day-to-day living in LA.
He was like, now I can like actually like live and like plan things and
Right.
like enjoy it like
Right.
way easier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just feel more responsible and more wise now. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still experiencing my 20s, but you know, at a much better level.
Yeah, if you could like give your knowledge now to like a younger version
Yes.
of you, what are some things that like you kind of wish that you do?
Do the thing that you're scared to do. Just do it. Nobody's actually watching you. Nobody cares.
Exactly.
That one.
Yeah. That's a hard thing to figure out because I feel like on one hand, everyone says no one's watched you. Second hand, main character energy.
Yes.
And then, so you're like, which one is it? And then like, for me personally, even posting, there's sometimes where I'm like, yes, I love this, like da-da-da. There's other times where I'm like, I can't post this. I can't. And then I still do it. But
do
like,
it anyway. Do
like,
it scared.
Yeah. It like weaves in and out for sure.
And you know, one thing that I've come to terms with as far as like putting out content is like what I mentioned earlier, like once you let go of the idea of perfectionism, like it doesn't have to be perfect, just get it. Like it'll be better as you go along. You have to practice. You have to start though.
Exactly.
You have to start. And your message isn't meant for everybody because sometimes I'm like, is anybody gonna like get this? Is anybody getting anything from this?
Yeah.
But it's not everybody. Even if it's just one person or two people, whatever, like somebody received the message that I'm sending. And I'm happy with that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you can't resonate with every single person because then you're not unique.
Exactly.
What's the thing? A friend of everyone is a friend to no one.
We are not here to people please.
Exactly. I love that because I really try to implement that. And I've had a lot of like the teasers they write in and say that same thing that like, I feel like a lot of my listeners are sometimes are at a place right now where they're in that like transitional period and they're like, should I play it safe and just stay in this spot of my life, or should I like dive into the deep end but no one else is like there to catch me?
Deep end, baby. All or nothing.
Yeah.
All or nothing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna live like that too. What's your zodiac sign?
Cancer.
Oh, you're a Cancer? Really? You are an outgoing Cancer. I love it. Yes. I feel like Cancers are one or the other.
Oh.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, because my wife's a Cancer and she's the complete opposite.
Really?
I don't know. I was like, maybe it's because of where I'm from. I mean, obviously your environment plays like a role. A big role, but
Where is she from?
she's from Georgia.
Oh, okay. So y'all are
Like a
moving
small
kind of close
town.
to where she's from. Oh, well, I think a small town.
Small town.
And she's black, right? And gay. That represses you.
We're a good balance.
It definitely makes you more shy.
Yeah, but we have influenced each other so much in the best ways because like my outgoing personality and me being sociable and et cetera, has really rubbed off on her. Like I think she's acquired like a fearlessness about her too. And you know, just not worried about what everybody thinks and kind of just doing what feels good.
Yeah.
And then I've learned to like shut up sometimes.
I feel like
I'm like, you're right, I'm a chill.
I completely relate. I feel like one of my favorite pastimes is meeting a quiet person and getting them to be outgoing. I don't know.
Because why are we like that?
No. Kai always tells me like a quiet person hates to see you coming because I will find
because you're not gonna let it go.
I will find the quietest, most like low key person. I'm like, so what's happened in your life? Da 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 da.
But they love it.
They do. I'm like, knock knock, like
hello.
Yeah. And then Kai taught me like how to like be more
quiet.
Yeah, I guess just like, you know, sometimes I guess you really gotta blend in.
Read the room.
You don't have to stand out every single
I get it. I'm working on it.
I'm working on believing that. That's what I'm saying like that. Like, you don't have to.
I'm working on it. And I get it. It's not a matter of like trying to make a small, but sometimes like, this just ain't the time.
Exactly.
Or the place.
No, guys, like, we're like this close, like, you don't have to scream at me. Like,
same.
No, because I'm the
like,
person.
why are you yelling?
Same.
This is my voice.
Yeah, no, like, even in the movie theater, like, I'm the person, like, laughing super hard at the movie.
Yeah.
But I think it's infectious, and I think people, like, really do like that. Yes. And people may tell you to be quieter, but at the end of the day, they're talking to you for a reason, right?
Exactly.
And doing what you
love us.
We're just gassing ourselves up. We're like,
they're gonna be sick of us.
We're like, so we're
nobody's
perfect.
here to tell us we're wrong. So you're doing great.
Yeah, they're both gonna be watching and shaking their heads.
They're like, nah.
No, that's why, man, I'm so sad because Shy's leaving to Alabama, and it would have been perfect because I feel like we would have like. I feel like they would have both connected.
Sick of
reconnect.
us.
Yeah,
we're sick of us. It's okay. I'm coming back.
Okay,
I'm gonna be back,
and we'll definitely hang out for sure
and get on our significant other's nerves.
Exactly. Yeah. So in honor of Pride Month, as another
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month, bitches. I don't even think because this is gonna be a June episode. Honestly, I didn't even realize it was June 1st. May seemed really long.
It was.
June snuck up on me.
I feel like I had more bills in May.
Right? It was really long. Like I was like, it's never ending. And then we were driving to the bar on Saturday. All of a sudden, the Palazzo is rainbow, like the name on it.
Was
and I
it?
was like, oh my god, June. Yeah.
Was it?
The Palazzo,
Oh,
they
that's
have rainbow
cute.
letters.
Oh,
It
I
is
love
cute.
that.
So that every letter is a different color and like ombre and stuff.
Oh, they
It's
love us.
cute. What has like it been like your journey with like your sexuality and everything too?
Oh.
We're like all laughing and stuff, and then I'm like,
so
tell
let's
me about your
get
childhood.
real. Let's get deep. First of all, I've been gay my whole life.
Yeah, I love that.
To myself. I'm gonna say throughout middle school and high school, like my close friends knew. Everybody knew. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I had my wife as my girlfriend that like the first person that I introduced, queer relationship that I introduced to my family, that they realized
Like that it clicked.
Yeah. And we had never talked about it. And mind you, I grew up in Hollywood, so like very progressive.
Yeah.
Everybody's out. It's not a big deal. So which is why like high school was, that journey for me was very easy.
Yeah.
Great.
I love that.
But I didn't have anybody like in my household to relate to or to talk to about or express or whatever. So
Yeah.
nobody knew until recently that I was like, hey, this is my woman, love her to death, this is us.
We're probably gonna get
and they're
married.
like, oh, kind of figured but didn't know. Great,
Yeah.
congratulations. And
love that.
so it was great.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that this journey was fairly easy for me.
Yeah.
And I didn't have like a coming out moment. I kind of just like slid it in there and everybody was like, oh, figured.
That's
Fine.
beautiful. I think that's literally best case scenario.
Right,
that,
exactly.
Like most people hope
yeah,
for.
and it's crazy because I still had this fear in me because I'm like maybe they know, but they don't. I never said it, and so like now I'm about to make it like certain. Like now it's about to be clear.
Exactly.
And either you're in or you're out, but this is happening, and I'm for real about it. So
I love that because not every coming out story has to be sad.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of times when we hear about people's, it's like not everyone's is sad. Some are really difficult and hard. Like there's no taking away from that. But there are people and there are families out there that are like very accepting, very loving and everything. And it's good to see that. How has been like your journey navigating just like life as like a gay Black woman? There's a lot of us, but all at the same time in the same physical space doesn't happen super, super often.
Right.
Yeah.
First of all, it's been great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of support that I have experienced in my personal life and online life.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very grateful for that. There have been situations and spaces that have been weird.
Yeah.
And I have struggled and probably always will struggle with like defending yourself and defending like what you stand for and what you believe in and like why this is happening and why other people shouldn't be involved, et cetera, et cetera. So I feel like it's a constant journey figuring out like when and where and how to have those conversations with people who don't understand.
Yeah.
And that's just something I'm navigating now, and growing up in the West Coast has been fairly easy navigating those situations, but now I'm going to the South and it's going to be a lot different. And like I anticipate having to have the hard conversations.
Yeah, exactly.
And just trying to keep this like script in my head, like how do I address this situation nicely and safely, and not every time is going to be a good time, and not trying to convince people and change their minds, but just like in an educational way.
Exactly.
That people understand you and aren't arguing with you.
And so you're also like not feeling uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah, how I was telling you, like where I'm from and everything, like San Antonio, yes, it's a city and everything, but it has a lot of Southern core values a lot of time. And whenever I visit my mom and I like am out in Texas and stuff, I have sometimes a hard time like being over there because it's like, oh my gosh, like I forgot that like this mentality still exists.
They're behind a little bit.
Severely.
And not even just as far as like sexuality, but just Black.
The race thing
just
too.
Being Black is a whole situation in its own. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, like
you guys have no idea. You guys got to see the world. Like, oh my god.
Exactly. And a part of me, like, I wouldn't, because you're also like, I'm very feminine presenting, you know what I mean? And there'd be spaces where sometimes probably no one knew that I was gay because I was like, I'm already dealing with being Black in this space. That like, I'm not giving you something else.
Okay, don't even say it. Don't even say it. Yeah, and I worry about my baby. Like, I know there's situations, she's grown up out there and, she's just, I don't know. I have her back in the best way that I can. It's just, it's scary because I'm like, she's a masculine presenting woman, and you know, the bathroom situation, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, that happens. Like, people be looking at her crazy.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, look, don't start.
Exactly.
Don't even start.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, it'd be weird.
Yeah, it's kind of like this hard thing to where like you want to protect them, but like you can't protect people from the world at large. And I completely understand, because with Kai, like there will be times where I go to the bathroom, even like you're saying, and Kai's like, I'm going to wait outside the door, like I can't do it today.
Yeah.
And like that's completely fair.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you're in spaces where you're like, I can't, like I don't feel like it, you know what I mean? And it's like hard watching like your partner like go through that.
Yes.
You know what I
when
mean?
we don't present ourselves that way, and you know, people can easily mistake us for like straight or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just, it's easier for us to navigate. So, you know, I feel for her, and I try my best, but man, like it'd be hard.
I could only imagine being masculine and black. Like that would probably
Both.
be, that's difficult.
In the South.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah, that's hard. You know what I mean?
Y'all better catch up.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I will say, luckily, y'all are military.
Right.
And I feel like as much as the military the military isn't great all the way around, but one thing that it's good with is like, I don't think I ever really experienced anything.
No discrimination.
Well, because the one thing is there's the straight women who have the exact same haircut and look the exact same way too. You know what I mean? Like, you never know it exactly. Right. Yeah. So at least y'all are going to be like by the base and everything. Right. Are y'all living on base?
No.
Oh, okay, outside of it.
Outside.
I've never lived on base either.
I wouldn't.
It's too like you feel like you're at a college campus.
Yeah, and it just doesn't feel like the real world. Yeah.
No, it doesn't, because like you can do your shopping there. You could live on base and never
you can't
leave.
be for nobody, because you're gonna see him again.
Oh my, yeah, no, driving, like I had to be like, okay, I can't cuss you out. Like you're probably like a commander or whatever.
Oh my gosh, you're like, I'm about to make my life hard for my woman. Let me stop. Ooh, I know what that fire burning inside feels like. I know that feeling. Yeah. But there's so much power in keeping your composure. That's
what I'm learning. I feel like, because I used to have I've never had a short fuse, but I had a fuse. And so when I got to a certain point, I lost my shit. You know,
we have limits.
Yeah. Now I feel like me even getting mad or losing it is on a way lower scale.
Yes. The way you're coping with that emotion is much better. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, no.
That's a constant practice.
It really is.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Because emotion doesn't change, just your reaction to it does. And so that's why
I love that sentence. Wait, can you just say
the emotion doesn't change, your reaction to it does.
That's literally growing up.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just feel like I'm better at just navigating life by using that alone. Yeah. It's like, I'm allowed to feel this. My feelings are justified, my emotions surrounding it, but the way I react is not necessarily good or right. Like I've learned recently that like a lot of the way I react to things has to do with the way that I was brought up, like out of anger, out of fear, or out of, you know, just the way I was brought up. Exactly. And not knowing how to like navigate my emotions properly. Yeah. So that alone is a whole situation. It really is. And it takes people a long time to learn it. Yeah. And so not only have I learned to bite my tongue in a lot of scenarios, but just to not be offended by everything. Like, people are not talking to you. They're talking from them. So not everything is, you know, an attack. Exactly. No, that's definitely even helped me just with the customer service industry, because there's a point where I knew I had to take a break, really, honestly. This honestly was kind of why I was like, I need to take a break too. Because anything that someone would do, I would take it so personal. I'd be up at night, like, can't believe you just said that. Next time I see them at the like going crazy. I've gotten so much. Just playing scenarios in your head. Well, that's also like of ways that you could have handled it, or ways that you will next time. Yes. That's also why I switched to bartending though, because I feel like serving, it was way too. It's so much less drama bartending. Oh my gosh. At the end of the day, if you're rude to me at the bar, if you don't tip at the bar, I don't care. Guys, don't take that as advice to do this. I don't care at the end of the day, because there's a whole rotation of people. There's going to be 20 new people at this bar in 10 minutes. But with serving, you're stuck with your table, and then like them and talking crazy. You're still trying to redeem yourself.
And like there's times where you're a server and you only have maybe, instead of 20 people, you have 10 tables the entire day.
Yep.
And if you fuck up 10 tables,
you're screwed.
Yeah. That's why I switched to bartender. I was like, I can't serve
Come and go, come and go, come and go.
Exactly. Like,
don't care.
And I don't have to kiss your ass. I'm just like, hey, what do you want? Like,
and people don't expect it. Like, great attitude from bartenders.
No, I smile at my bar, and people always are saying, you are the nicest bartender I've ever met. All I do is smile and say, here you go.
Right. The bar's low.
The bar at the bar
is so fun. The bar at the bar is low. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I be respectful. I'm very nice. I'm very generous. Customer service. I mean, and it just be me. Like, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't have to.
If I'm having a bad day, I don't have to have a whole conversation. I can just say, like, do my basic common decency, and, like, that's enough.
Yeah, because people don't be wanting to be bothered anyways. People sit there and they're like, I don't really care to talk. I just really want the beer. Yeah. The game's on.
Literally, I just want an open TV. Like, it's really, like, I didn't really come to see.
At all.
Yeah.
Turn the TV on.
Yeah. No, but that's how I've been feeling with it is I'm like, okay, like, not everyone's reaction is actually towards me. Like, there's something really going on in the background in their life.
This is about them.
Yeah, you hear that when you're younger, but, like, you can't really, like... Since you haven't seen the world, you can't really
You're so self-centered. Yeah. Yes. Everything's about me.
No, there was a long time when I was younger that I had, what's it called? It's like a thing to where if you don't see it, it's not there.
Uh-oh.
There's a whole word for it, and like a lot of kids have it. And it's basically like let's say you don't like see your parents, like you literally can't really imagine them being there. You know what I mean? Yeah. And for the longest, I was like that. Like I would like people would leave, and I'd be like, I literally can't even imagine what you're doing. Like now that I'm not there.
Like life without you, girl. Oh my God! So I just read about how like there's a study about like a professor challenged his students to like wear a really crazy shirt and see if people notice, because people just think like all eyes are on them all the time.
Yeah.
And so they wore the shirt and they like highly underestimated how many people noticed the kind of shirt that they were wearing.
Yeah.
That they're like, oh wait, people actually don't care and don't notice anything. Like,
No.
you know, you think you have a stain on your shirt and people notice, and they really don't.
No,
because they're so
really
focused on themselves.
Exactly.
They're also worried about themselves in their own little world.
No, exactly. Oh, object impermanence.
Yeah, I remember learning about that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I used to have bad object.
Really?
Yes.
What is that from?
Well, I have OCD,
Okay.
so I think that before I worked that out, that's really where it came from. You know what I mean? But it just like it happens. I think like when you're younger and like. Oh my gosh, not to like get all deep because we're like on a light note. But like
take it there.
No, but like I don't have a relationship with my dad, you know what I mean? And so not seeing him, I even now I'm like, he doesn't really exist, you know what I mean? And so a lot of my friends that also have that, like my friend, well, let me not say her name.
Don't say it. I know what you mean.
My friend is the same way, or there's a podcaster that I really like, Sophia with an F, and she says that she has that all the time. And it's like similar things, like even kids who like experience like maybe someone passing early on or something like that, like then you start like being like, oh, well, if I don't see it, it's not really happening. And you see a lot of adults that like don't heal that.
Yeah.
Ends up becoming really chaotic because they do things and they don't think that their actions have a consequence because they can't see the consequence happening. So it's like very important to where if you think like that like you address it, because on one hand it could be innocent and like funny and like who cares, but then if you use that like the wrong way, like you have to know like how your actions affect others. But yeah, it's like a whole thing.
This is another advice that I would recommend to everybody. Question everything that you do. Like one major thing that I've been going through is like, you know, to keep it light, but however, I just want to say this really quick.
Yeah.
Your childhood has a bigger impact on your adulthood than you realize. Like every single thing you do, every single thought that you have, you know, the way that you react to things, like all has a root. So like question everything you do, because things like that, like experiencing object impermanence that, you know, probably you didn't realize until later that you're like, oh my God, this traumatic situation that happened to me as a childhood is affecting the way that I move in my real life. Like it's dysfunctional.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, I did all this work, you know, uncovering like why I react to certain things or why I'm scared to fly or something like that. And I'm like, oh my God, I thought it just came out of nowhere. And then I just remembered, no, I went through some fucked up shit and I never addressed it. No, fix it.
That's so true. Like I remember being Kai, something happened like with a friend. I was like so triggered. Like I was like, Kai, like I was going, you know when you start ranting to your partner about how irritated you are about a situation?
Yes.
You're like,
I know exactly what you're
like, I'm not gonna overreact to the person, but you're gonna hear everything.
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
you're gonna hear what I have to say and what I'm thinking.
And Kai goes, I think you're really just triggered from this, this, and this. And I was like, you're so right.
Read you.
Yes, read me for filled. And that's usually my thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa, like you're learning too
Oh,
much.
sometimes it takes somebody else.
It really does.
And I'm so happy that we have somebody in our lives that can have those conversations with us, because we went this long not having those conversations.
Exactly.
And now somebody's like, no, ma'am.
Yeah, that's why I think it's so important that, like, not just in relationships, but even in friendships and all that stuff,
Yes.
that, like, people help each other out. Because not everyone is dating or married or in love or whatever. Some people, they just have their friends around them. And if you don't have your friends around you, then you need to be able to do the work alone, which is hard, but you have to.
Read the book, find the friend, join the broadcast channel, come to the class.
Nowadays, you can find community anywhere if you look hard enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can go to, like, literally on Eventbrite, you can type in free, and, like, free classes pop up that you can go to.
Yes.
And I know because I was looking for, like, rooftop yoga. Huh? It's, like, so specific.
What?
I love going to rooftop yoga classes wherever I am.
That's really cute.
Yeah, there's one at the Uncommons I found. And, like, it can be something so niche, and you look it up, and there's a whole thing for it. Like, people who like running and stuff, there's run clubs. Like,
I knew that.
My friend's in a run club, and she just always be there.
Couldn't be me.
I used to do track, so I liked running,
Yeah.
but I was a sprinter, so you'll never catch me doing long distance with you for fun. Like, no. We can run from here to there super fast. I'm done.
And that's it. One and done.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we won't do run club.
Yeah. No. I actually signed up for one for Cinco de Mayo.
Oh.
But then my friend asked me to go drink and stuff, and I was like, nah.
Girl.
That is another thing I wanted to talk to you about. So you don't drink or anything. I think I heard that 25% of our generation doesn't.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
No, it's like, I think it's cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's not unpopular or this, like, thing that people only do if there's an issue nowadays. Like, I feel like a lot of people just choose it for their own health and well-being.
Yes.
How did you come to that decision?
It started with doing the 75 hard challenge, actually.
Oh.
So first I was really inspired to do 75 hard. It was a whole thing, and it was life-changing. Like, it was so amazing for me. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I rediscovered just true happiness and, like, inner peace doing that challenge. And it was 75 days without drinking. So then 75 turned into 100, turned into 200, so I went almost 6 months without drinking, and I was like, and changing other things in my life. And I was like, oh, I feel the best I've ever felt. Like, I feel so healthy, and I'm so proud that I was intentional about it. And I am able to say no. Yeah. And that was one thing that I was struggling with before I even did the challenges. I was like, I'm in so many drinking situations, and, I just feel obligated, and, I have a hard time saying no. And knowing that, I can say no to myself also, not just to other people.
Exactly.
Knowing when, I'm in situations I can get out of them, and, just allowing myself to be safe and not overspend, and not be sloppy, and et cetera, et cetera. Exactly. And then, just being intentional about things that you're putting in your body entirely. Yeah. So it wasn't even just about drinking. It was like making healthy food decisions, conscious health decisions, and just everything. Yeah. So once I just reached, almost 6 months of not drinking, and just loving how that fit me, I was like, well, let's just take it further. Yeah. And, I never had the intention of not drinking ever again. I just wanted to, like, heal that part of me that relied on drinking, and felt the need to do it. Yeah. And, once I stopped putting myself in drinking situations, it was easy. Yeah. And so, it's still a journey, healing from what drinking means to me, what it meant to me then, the impact that it's had, and the impact that it's had on people that I love. And so now, personally, I don't really care for it. There was a time after, 6 months that I was like, well, I never cared to not drink ever again. I just wanted to be in a place where I didn't need it. So then I had a drink, and, I was like, this is fine. I had like a glass of wine. Yeah. And I was like, I can enjoy myself and do this. And then the next day I was like, I don't like the way it feels. So I was like, never mind.
No, I love that.
But, that was part of the journey. Yeah. So I don't know what it looks like in the future, but I know I I don't feel the need to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay being in social situations that call for it, or I won't do it.
Yeah.
And et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean.
I love that because there's so many people like you, but like I haven't had anyone exactly that doesn't drink on the podcast. My friend Emily, she's on the episode before us. She's a very like light drinker.
Yes.
Like she's the type to where practically doesn't when socially want to done. Yeah, you know what I mean? And so I love that, but I definitely resonate with, I did a juice cleanse, which I told the teasers all about, and it changed my entire life.
Ooh, I love this.
It changed my life. I used to like, it's not that I was ever super unhealthy, but even once I started cooking myself, I was kind of like, if I cook it, it's healthy. Like, that's literally what I thought. Like, if it's made at home, it's healthy. It doesn't matter how much butter, how much of this, how much bread, how much cheese, like, it was bad. Like, I was just like, oh, whatever, you know what I mean? And I have a high metabolism, so I was getting away with it.
Yeah.
And then I kind of thought to myself, especially moving and everything, I was like, okay, like, if I look great not doing anything, you know what I mean? Imagine how much better I could feel taking care of myself.
Yeah.
But it felt like I needed a reset. Like, I was like, this isn't something that I can just, like, go into eating healthy. I need, like, a hard reset.
You gotta get the bad stuff out.
Exactly.
Or put the good stuff in.
I did a juice cleanse. I never used to eat vegetables before.
What?
I only ate spinach and mushrooms. Now I have salads all the time. I love vegetables. I fallen in love with the flavor.
Look at you.
It's so crazy. I don't really eat bread anymore. I eat bread like how we went and got sandwiches, but like at my house, I used to have like a bagel every morning. I don't keep bread here because I'm just like, when I go out, I'll have some, but like I don't need it at my house.
Yeah.
We don't even have butter here. We just cook with like normal olive oil and like just a little bit. That's it. I've gone through like half the amount of cheese that I used to.
That's amazing.
We used to use a 2-pound bag in like a week and a half.
Oh my goodness.
It completely changed my life. So I completely understand. I did a 4-day juice cleanse. You did a 75 hard.
I was eating food though.
but you weren't doing like something that you normally do, like the drinking, you know what I mean? Right. And like after doing the juice cleanse, I had a little bit ate the same, but my body is like, it's so happy. It's the happiest I've ever been with my appearance. Like I thought that I felt good before, and now I feel like amazing.
And aren't your energy levels so much higher?
They are.
I used to think I used to be so tired. And so when I was doing 75 hard, I was working like 9-10 hour shifts. I was working out twice a day, et cetera, et cetera. And even before I started 75 hard, the situation stood, I was working the 10-hour shifts on my feet all day, et cetera. And it was hard and I was so exhausted. But the amount of energy that I had while I was doing that and exercising was like through the roof. It was insane. I was like, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. If you take care of your body rewards you.
No, I completely agree because I used to like be so like sluggish, Red Bulls like throughout the day, you know, because I like for some reason I thought that I had an iron deficiency. I got my blood work done. No, nothing.
Not at all.
No, I don't think I was eating the way that I should have. Yes. Now I'm still not a girl who wakes up at 5 a.m. I am a 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. girl. Okay. But it's because I don't go to sleep till like 12-1. Yeah. But it works for me because I'm proactive the whole time. Yes. Instead of like just like kind of slugging through your day. I feel more present now too. Yeah. And like it even toned down my drinking. Like
you don't even have time for it, I'm sure.
Yeah. I used to like with my friends, like, oh, you want to go out for a drink? Yeah, you know what I mean? Now I'm very intentional with when I do it. I said this on my last episode, I go on my little planner right there, and I'm like, this is a day for fun, this is a day. And I'm like, maybe 1-2 days a week for this situation, but like on a random like Wednesday, like I've just gotten better at like not wanting to. Yes. I just don't want to, and it's helped me say no to even other things that I don't want to do.
Just prioritizing yourself and like your goals entirely is going to automatically, you'll have less time to do all the shit that doesn't matter.
You really do. Yeah. I love it so much.
Just schedule your life.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this was so great having you on. You are a natural. You're a natural. You have to come back.
Oh, I'm coming back. Oh, this was so fun. You're like my a new long distance best friend now.
Yes, no, I love it. And I could do long distance. I
just knew we were going to click.
We've both done long distance.
We've done it already. We can do it again.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm excited. This was great.
This was so
I just knew this was going to work out.
I knew it too. I was like, I could just... Your smile, your energy through your videos.
Exactly.
Like, it'll be perfect.
See, and this is why it's important to be authentic in our content, because then you can make real connections and still, you know what? See, as long as it reaches one person.
Exactly. And Shy actually had DM'd me her workout class flyer. And I think that that's also so motivating on like show what you're good at. Like,
Yeah.
like proclaim it to the world.
Exactly.
Invite other people because I need to work out every
Somebody's
single
gonna
day
wanna do it
before
too.
Pride.
Yeah.
And now I don't have to worry about going to the gym on Wednesday because I'm just going to your class.
It's gonna be fun.
Exactly.
I'm so
excited. Thank you guys so much for listening. Be sure to follow the podcast at Tease Pod, at Tease Podcast on everything else. And then be sure to follow me at Aleya Antoine and then
At shy.motion.
and make sure to look at all her workout videos, especially the YouTube too. If you're someone who doesn't really like weightlifting, you're like, the Pilates isn't for me, but you love going to the club and dancing.
Okay.
Now do some dance workouts.
You might as well get fit and have fun at the same time.
Exactly. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Please be sure to subscribe on YouTube. I think I already said rate the show 5 stars. Either way, that just means I really need y'all to do it. And write in your questions, stories, and advice. I love you guys. Bye.